What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I got one line in and forgot what I was gonna say. What's up, guys, welcome back to the channel. So I tried to make this video a couple days ago, and in all honesty, it came out really rough, and so we're gonna try it again today. And I hate the way I talk. I haven't wanted to talk about this for a while, and that's why I haven't really made a video on it. And it's kind of sort of the reason why we didn't make a video for such a long time, is I just didn't want to do it, in all honesty. It was just hard to do. So today we're going to talk about the S4, the channel car. Yeah, channel car. Yeah, you know what I mean. We're going to be talking about the modifications to it and what I've done so far, which is quite a bit. So bear with me, because it's 1000% that I forget something, and I will list everything that is done to it in the description below. So just in case I forget to mention anything, I'll list it down there for sure. And we'll also be talking about why we did this and where we're going with it. So let's get started. So I guess the correct place to start would be why we did this and why it took such a long time to make another video. And truth be told, like I've said, it's really just that simple. I just didn't feel like doing it. We had a lot go on family-wise. The car's name is Omi the Audi for a reason, because it's named after my grandmother, who passed away within the last year. I guess technically now, maybe even 2 years. I've kind of lost track, in all honesty, and that's semi-intentional. It's for my granddad as well, just as much. So bear with me, guys. Like I said, this is kind of hard to talk about. I can't even believe that I'm making a video on this and just putting it out there, honestly. But I think it's kind of time to talk about it openly. So a lot of my childhood I spent with my grandparents. My granddad was the reason that I am who I am today. He's the reason why I went into the profession that I went into. And a large part of the reason why I had stuck with it as long as I did. So they were kind of like my parents for a really long time at certain points in my life. That's who I had. That's who helped me out. If I ever needed anything, that's who I went to. If I ever needed any advice, that's where I went. So my Omi is, she's German. She was an old German lady, and she told you what she thought. I don't know if you've ever talked to an old German lady before, but every old German lady I've ever met's the same way. You know, they don't mince words. They say exactly what they mean, and they don't care if they hurt your feelings, and that's how she was. But she was also largely right. My granddad was a Green Beret in Vietnam. And like I said, he's the reason for a large part of who I am today. So this is all, the car is dedicated to them. Of course, they're not here anymore to see it or even appreciate it or tell me how dumb I might be for spending the money that I've spent on it. I'm 1000% sure is what I would hear. But it was kind of my way of moving forward past that loss. A way I knew how to do it. So I guess that brings us to the car itself. It's a 2014, it's an Audi, it's an S4. It has 106,000 miles on it currently, as I'm looking at the odometer. It was completely factory when we bought it. A doctor in the town that I'm from owned it before me. In fact, there were several things that was broken on it. Like, I'll show you over here The carbon trim on the dash over there was cracked and broken. The sunglass holder up here wouldn't close. It just hung open. I can't think of what else, but it seems like there was something else that was broken on it. It was something goofy and small like that I would probably stop normal people from buying it, but I didn't. I got a pretty decent deal on it. So I guess we'll start with the suspension, because that's probably the simplest right now. The only suspension modification done to it is H&R lowering springs, and I'll add some pictures in or some video or something so you can see how the car sits. It is the lowest springs that H&R offers. They're the same springs that I had on the A4 before. They ride really good, they look good, and they're stiff. They do what they're supposed to. They're lowering springs that are stiff. So I mean, let's be honest, it's a cheaper way of doing it opposed to spending $1,000+ on coilovers, which I didn't feel the need to do because I got the look that I wanted and the performance that I wanted out of just the lowering springs. And we did the lowering springs. We also did the like the top hat, the bushings, whatever it sits onto them, on top of them between the springs and the actual car. So they are the 034 track density versions of those, and it's definitely stiffer. So we did that. We've got speaking of 034, we've also got their track density motor mounts on the car as well. And a little warning on those, I guess, is it does cause a little bit more vibration in the cabin area. I don't mind it. It's not enough to bother me. I could see where if you just wanted a super quiet, super comfortable ride, I could see where that might annoy you, but to me, the performance benefit outweighs the vibration. Honestly, I really don't care about it. To me, it's not that. It is noticeable, but it's not a game changer for me. And then I guess we can talk about, on the topic of 034, we also have their intake. We have their Super Insuction Bundle that has the larger throttle body, the larger silicone intake tubing, the carbon fiber air box, and I'm sure I'll post pictures and I'll probably add it in here, maybe in a video of the car. We also have APR Ignition Coils and Brisk Racing spark plugs that are gap specific for the tune that we're running, which is in fact 034's stage 2 plus E40 file for their throttle body. It's kind of specific. When you get a tune from them, there's a drop down list of different fuel settings, which we're running E40. If you have the throttle body or not, to reset the throttle body. They also come with a data logger as well, which is amazing. I've never used one, and it blew my mind the first time I looked at it because I had zero idea what I was looking at. So then moving on to, let's see, we also have 034's their lower pulley, which is 207mm pulley for the crank pulley. The supercharger pulley itself is the factory size. So far that I know of, there's not a kit that has a larger crank pulley like that. That's a 207. The largest one I've seen with a dual pulley, I think, is 190, maybe 190 millimeters. So it's not a dual pulley setup, but it's the same ratio. I guess the supercharger ratio, honestly don't know how to explain it, as it is with a dual pulley with I think it's a 57mm supercharger pulley that's aftermarket, and then a 190mm crank pulley. So supposedly the 207mm is the same ratio as those two pulleys, and it makes, I don't know if it is or not, but I know it makes 19.5 pounds of boost. And I know that because of our P3 gauge over here, which is absolutely amazing. I have the one in the event, which I'm sure I'll show pictures of. It can monitor absolutely everything, largely. You can customize the settings to monitor whatever you want to monitor. I've got mine set where I largely leave it on the ethanol setting. Every now and again I look at the boost setting and the air temperatures, the coolant temperatures. Speaking of the cooling system, we have a CSF radiator, a Mishimoto racing thermostat. We also are running Mishimoto's liquid chill coolant for everything. The entire cooling system has been changed out to Mishimoto's liquid chill, which has been awesome. We have the AWE, the Coldfront heat exchanger, which is an awesome setup. I can't say enough good things about it. We have the entire setup, so we have the actual heat exchanger up front, and then we have the coolant pump, the larger cooler pump that comes with that kit. And we also have the extra reservoir too. Speaking of AWE, we're also running their exhaust system. We're running the AWE resonated downpipes, the AWE, I think it's it's not the track version exhaust, whatever the street version is called, which sounds amazing. I'll add a sound clip in here, probably multiple. If you haven't seen it on Instagram or anywhere else. We're also running Redstart test pipes that are just pipes. There's no cats or anything, it's just straight pipes, and those are awesome. They were expensive, but they're awesome. That's really about all the engine and suspension things I can think of. As far as body wise, we've got transmission wise, at some point we're gonna have to put a clutch in this because it's just making too much power. Normal daily driving, it's fine. I don't notice a problem with it. I think one time I've noticed the clutch slip a little bit, just regular daily driving. But it's going to have to happen if we're going to race it, which is the ultimate goal with this car. We have ECS's short shifter kit and a custom shift knob by Likewise that actually has Omi's name, or actual name, Brigitte, engraved into the side of it. It's really, really nice. This is the heaviest shift knob that Likewise offers, and it is what they says it is. It is what they says it do be. It is what they say it is. It's heavy and it feels really good. It's just really nice, especially paired with the short shifter from ECS. We also have, I'm trying to think of what else we have here. We've got the carbon fixed on the dash by O Carbon. So if you ever need anything carbon fiber wise, talk to Matt at O Carbon, because they've done some amazing work for me. All very beautiful, fits really nice. I've said this about, I think, every brand that I've used so far, but I've had such an awesome experience with everybody so far that it's hard not to. But they're absolutely amazing. With stuff like that, you have to understand that sometimes their turnaround times are a little bit longer because they are doing it by hand. And sometimes it just is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta wait for what you're getting. Sometimes it just be that way. But anyway, that piece is beautiful. They also did our dash for us, so the dash appears carbon fiber. I also got this steering wheel trim is also in carbon. I'll add some pictures of all that stuff in. They were actually nice enough to send me this carbon fiber, I guess it was a coin holder. I don't know what coins you would hold in there, but a coin holder right here on the console. They make a carbon fiber replacement for it, and it matches the console's carbon fiber trim. It's beautiful. Oh man, I can't say enough good things about the brands that I've ordered and worked with so far, because they're all so awesome. And yeah, I'm trying to think of what else there is, and I honestly don't really remember. We've got the windows tinted to, I'd say, ceramic tint. It's 35% all the way around, and a little 6-inch lip here. That is the law in the state that I live in. It's the darkest tint that you can have and the most lip that you can have here. We also have ECS's, a lot of their body stuff. We have their high kick spoiler back there. We've got their gloss black diffuser. The spoilers also gloss black. We've got their side skirts as well, and their front lip up here that is the splitter style that was so awesomely cracked by whatever animal it was that ran out in front of me about 2 o'clock in the morning the other morning. So that'll be getting a replacement soon. So anyway, guys, that's really about it for the car right now. Our ultimate goal, inevitably, is to race it. We want to break the world record for the V8, V8.5 body styles. And I think right now it's just under 10 seconds for a quarter mile. I think it's like 9.98 seconds or something like that. I know the car that ran that has a very similar setup to what we have here, with a couple of little things added to. Like, I know they're running nitrous. I know they have a ported blower, which I don't have. So I don't think we're that far behind. I think they've got a water methanol kit too, but long story short, we're not that far behind. A large part of everything is already done. The wheels and tires, I forgot about that, because that made me think of traction issues. We do have some Ferrata wheels. I do not remember the model of them, but they're really, really nice. And some Kumo tires. I don't remember what kind they are either, but they're also really, really good. I know they're sticky because they kick stuff up on the car constantly. So I've never had, in fact, that may be part of the reason why I have slippage issues with my clutch, is I'm getting so much damn grip from the tires that it's bringing all the power back into there and it's slipping. Anyway, without getting into the scientific reason as to why these things are happening, because I will go off on a tangent. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I know it's been a really long time since I've done anything. It's been a really long time since I made a video or really detailed anything. And for that reason, just because we've been going through some stuff family-wise. We've had both of my grandparents passed away. My wife's, her granddad passed away. There's been a lot of things family-wise that's happened that has both taken the time and energy away from making videos and editing them and doing everything else associated with this. But I think we're slowly getting back into it. I'm looking forward to it. I know the kids are super excited about it because they ask me to make videos constantly. In fact, I've got about 30 videos on my phone right now that my daughter took yesterday while we were washing the car, or the day before, whichever day it was. So we're gonna get back to it. It's gonna take me a little time to catch up on everything. And yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for sticking with me. Bear with me because there is more content coming. And thank you. I'll see you guys next time.